for us it's really nice because, you know, as opposed for if we were out headlining clubs, we wouldn't play to 5, 6, 7,000 people every night.
And it's the summertime.
It's outdoors.
It's outdoors.
We play a quick set, so we get to go out and play our set, and then go lay in the sun, hit the swimming pool, and drink some margaritas. You know.
And there's 5 bands for a really cheap price in the summer. I mean, I think it's a great deal for the kids.
Metal Church. Hi guys, welcome to MTV.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi.
Nice to be here.
How are you doing?
Thank you.
Hot.
It sure is.
Sweltering.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about your new album,
The Human
The
Factor.
Human Factor, and if we could just talk about some of the problems that you had prior to the album. You've really put your house in order, haven't you? You've got a new record deal, new management. Why did you do that, and what do you think you'll gain from the new moves?
Well, we came off the road in '89 from the Blessing in Disguise tour, and Epic, our old record label, Elektra, came to us and offered us off the label, so to speak, and we jumped at the chance because we felt they weren't putting their all into us. So we had a year after that to get our songs together, because we knew we had to put together the most important album of our career. Going on a new label with Epic, it took a year before we signed with Epic, and we're happy to be on Epic. They're a great label.
And as soon as we got our record label things taken care of, we had our management problem.
So we had to, like you said, we had to clean house. Metal Church had many problems in the past, and we felt we had to start anew, since it was the new Metal Church.
Basically, we have a new lease on life now.
There you go.
Do you feel that maybe the romance has gone out of rock and roll a little bit because the business side of things has become so important?
There's a little bit of that feeling, I would say. But absolutely, for Metal Church, our business end needed to be a lot more important.
Yeah, we found out the hard way.
We found out the hard way that it's no fun being a musician if you don't have your business together.
But it's true. Many the record companies, it seems, out there are just going for the bands for their monetary gains and not for their artistic needs. And they just throw a lot of bands against the wall and see a little stick, and that's not good for the business.
Mm-hmm. Now, for the Human Factor, you spent a fair bit of time in pre-production. How did you put that time to good use?
Well, absolutely, just the basic old rehearsing, working on songs, trying out new songs, gluing riffs together, doing anything that we could that we thought would help us to have our songs a lot better. We spent time arranging them,
and rearranging,
and
basically we pounded the arrangements till we thought they were the best they could be.
Yes.
Date with Poverty is one of our anthems, so to speak, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to Date with Poverty, because a lot of people out there are struggling, as such as we are, and hopefully we'll get out of that now.
Well, we're well on our way, aren't we?
But why did you decide to write the album from such a personal point of view?
Because it was just a frustrating year for us in the past, you know, all the things that have gone wrong for us, and we just had a lot of things that pissed us off, and we wanted to get that out in our music, you know.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really decided to write the album that way. It's just the way we felt. That's the way it came out. And heavy metal is a great release for that kind of feeling, you know.
It's a true album because as a band we can only talk to each other and trust each other, and therefore you've got what we think in the record.
Great. Now the actual title track, The Human Factor, seems to be a song kind of against rap music and sampling in music. Is that something that you have very strong views on?
It wasn't against all rap. It was against a certain type of rap that was stealing other people's songs that were hit songs at one time and using them again to make millions of dollars for themselves without being creative, we thought, you know, on their own side and writing their own riffs. So that's pretty much where that came from. At a time over here in America when all the charts, the top chart sellers were people who had used riffs from old songs. And that was kind of a little thing that got under our skins, so we were pissed off a little bit.
Now, you chose to work with Mark Dobson as producer, who handled production duties on your last but one LP, The Dark. By returning to Mark, were you hoping to capture some of the spirit and aggression of that earlier LP, despite the fact, obviously, it's a different lineup?
I think so. I mean, that was partly the reason, and we get along very well with Mark, and he's a good producer, and he's done a lot of things between the records, the first record he did with us and this one. So, you know, he did a lot of things that we liked the sounds of. So that had a lot to do with us choosing him as well.
And he was available.
And although
He's got a nice shirt too.
Oh right. Although founder member Kurt Vanderhoof is no longer a touring member of the band, he's still very much involved with Metal Church. What input did he have this time around?
Kurt wrote a lot of the songs with us. We wanted to write as much material as we could to choose from a vast array of material, and we wrote in many different combinations to come up with as much idea as possible. And Kurt Vanderhoof is a good friend of ours and a great songwriter, so we keep that going. You know, why break up a good thing?
Mm-hmm. Do you feel that the Metal Church of today is still true to the concept that Kurt had when he formed the band back in the early 80s?
I do.
I think so.
I think so too. Well,
That's why it's important to us to keep as we are and still have Kurt write with us, just because what Metal Church started out to be, now it's it's that plus. We're better. We have new people in the band that can take it another step. Only it's still off the same direction, and to me that's the way a band should progress with new people, not scrap everything and start from the bottom and work your way up again and try to find a niche for yourself.
I think we've always been a very honest band, and the new album particularly is even more honest than we've ever been before.
That the fact that you've been so uncompromising throughout your career is going to be the key to your long-term success?
Sure, in a way.
Hopefully we'll have long-term success.
I mean, the only bands that are still sticking around now are the ones that have a place and are to me have a value, have done it that way.
And we only know how to be us. You know, we don't know how to be anything else. So hopefully everyone will accept us as who we are. Church, and you're tuned to Headbangers Ball, Operation Rock and Roll Special in Dallas, Texas.
We put the in rock and roll.